bad.
Here to react, former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee. Governor, great to see you this morning. Merry Christmas. We always love having you in the show. You heard there, Governor. You heard the governor of Texas, Greg Abbott, stepping up where the federal government has left a vacuum. What do you make of the entire situation?
Well, it's tragic that a state is having to do the job the federal government is supposed to do and that federal taxes are supposed to pay for. Joe Biden has this two-word line, got it. Of course, it took him 37 takes to get it right, but still, he did get through it, and it was beautiful. But the fact is, what Joe Biden needs to be focused on is not the Jonas Brothers, but it's the wall. It's the border security. We have hundreds of thousands of people coming across. I was just in South Texas last weekend doing some deer hunting. And one of the things we had to do every morning to go to the deer stand was go up there and see if somebody was hiding in a deer stand because it was 30 miles from the border. The ranchers there are being overrun by illegals. And it's a dangerous situation for the illegals. It's also a dangerous situation for the people who live down there. And Joe Biden, who's not been there, Kamala Harris, who's not been there, are oblivious to it.
Yeah, it really is shameful. You bring us such a great point, Governor, that, these people are sleeping with their rifles because they're afraid. They can't walk their properties without a gun because they're afraid they might run into somebody, a cartel member, somebody nefarious. They're afraid for their children. We've had ranchers on who are petrified about, their kids. I mean, this is not a way to live, and they feel totally ignored by the government. The other group of people that feel totally ignored by the federal government and the Biden administration are our brave Border Patrol. I want to read you a quote from a Border Patrol agent, Mustafa Joseph, who gave a resignation. And here's what he had to say. He said, as the patrol and the U.S. government at large slip more and more into the unrecognizable, it's unclear what I took an oath to defend starting from way back in 1996 as a Navy corpsman. The undocumented have gone from fearing of infringing the law to brazenly inquiring about what's taking so long with their right to unconditional assimilation? Have we become handmaids in their cause? Incomprehensible. Governor, I've spoken to Border Patrol agents who say that the migrants who are coming now, the illegal migrants coming over now, have a sense of entitlement that he never saw in earlier waves of migration.
Well, why wouldn't they? I mean, Joe Biden has become the mini Pearl of the southern borders. His basic cry is, y'all come. And they have, by the hundreds of thousands. And as a result, we see people who feel like that they have a right, and the Democrats back them up on it. They essentially say, yeah, you come on in, we'll get you housing, we'll provide education. But by the way, don't worry about getting vaccines or having to wear a mask or anything else, because you're not going to be subjected to the same thing that the rest of America is subjected to. And that's another point of contention for so many Americans, is the hypocrisy of this administration when it comes to COVID and the border.